Eyewitness News reporter Jeff Platt investigates how this happens and how to protect your child's identity.
Protecting our identity is something we all try to do, but now you need to protect someone else's too, your child's. Child identity theft is on the rise, and there's one key to protecting your kids.
Everybody should just assume that their information is already out there in the digital world somewhere where somebody could steal it.
Ron Burns is the VP of Risk Management at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. He tells me Kern Schools has safeguards to protect your children, but not all lenders do, and an identity only needs to be stolen once for things to go wrong. So you want to be proactive.
Check to see if your child has had a credit report or anything against that Social Security number for your child.
I spoke to local credit consultant Anselmo Moreno about his child identity theft clients.
We don't see it as kids anymore because we get them as adults.
It's true, most victims don't find out until they become adults and apply for credit. Moreno tells me the reason child identity theft is possible is many lenders only check if a Social Security number exists, not who it belongs to.
I would think there would be more communication between the lender and the government.
No. There's no communication.
But identity theft doesn't just affect your credit score. Thieves can also work as your kids. And they can get arrested as your kids, meaning your child can owe the IRS and be a felon without even knowing it. The other big problem is in most cases the identity thief is a relative, sometimes even the parents, which creates a giant hurdle in getting the child's credit restored.
It requires the reporting it to the police, and people can get very scared that it will issue an investigation and then somebody that they know or care for can get in trouble.
But not reporting it can mean big trouble for the victim, because once an identity is stolen, almost nothing can be done to get it back. There's a lot of scenic views in Lamont, but this is not one of them.
Oh, that's not okay.
This is not a pretty sight, but in Lamont, it's a common sight.
It makes it look very ugly here.
Trash stranded on the side of the road. And we're not talking about a little bit of littering. We're talking about big, bulky stuff. Here on Malaga Road, you'll find used furniture, canisters, used heating insulation, old TVs, and coolers. It's as though someone decided this street is called Leave Your Junk Here Road, and the people who live here in Lamont are getting fed up.
Look for a place where it belongs, not in the street.
Just imagine it's your place, your house there, your building. Would you want people to dump stuff there?
This is just one of many frequent dumping spots in town. Mattresses, paint buckets, and tires are all abandoned here. Lamont Chamber President Jose Gonzalez says they need help.
We definitely need more support down here by our local officials to get some of these issues resolved.
Lamont residents have tried to help themselves with regular cleanup days, but now residents want to go one step further and start calling the sheriff.
To at least, hey, you know what? We just saw somebody you guys dumped something there. You've been reported. Now you got to pay a fine.
Finding the people deserting this garbage would be a big shift for Lamont, because right now the people who call this place home are the ones paying the price. Now, the Lamont Chamber of Commerce is hosting yet another cleanup day this Sunday on Earth Day. If you'd like to participate, meet at the David Head Center at 10 a.m. Live in studio tonight, Jeff Platt, Eyewitness News. Suspension rates at KHSD schools are way down since they settled the lawsuit, and teachers tell me as a result, the kids are walking all over the staff and they feel things have gotten out of control. In school, when you break the rules, you get suspended, or at least you're supposed to. Terry Chapman, a teacher at BHS, tells me that's not the case anymore.
Because I was told if they do actually sign into something, then the school would have to count that as a suspension, and the school and the district doesn't want to do that.
The numbers back up the teacher's claims. This year, district-wide, suspensions are down 30% from last year. Johnny Moran, a BHS teacher, tells me the kids have caught on.
Because they know that, what are you going to do to me? Send me down to Dean? Well, they don't want to deal with me. They're just going to send you right back.
Here at BHS, where both Moran and Chapman work, suspensions are down 25%, and that's not even the biggest drop-off. At North High, they're down 52%, and at Miramonte, they're down 62%. Because of this, Chapman and Moran tell me a lot of teachers don't feel safe at school.
when the bell rings and we come out, our head is on a swivel. I mean, we're wondering if something's going to be, we're going to be hit, something's going to be thrown, or where the next fight is that we have to break up.
And the kids see them walk in and they see there's no consequences to the actions.
They're just coming back in the classroom, and I'm fearing for the good kid.
At Monday's KHSD board meeting, several teachers showed up to tell the board exactly how current disciplinary procedures are limiting teachers' abilities to control their classrooms.
The good kid is the one who's getting punished for this, because the good kid is not able to study when I have to discipline a kid 5, 6, 7 times a period, and the good kid cannot learn.
The district says the policies were in place before the settlement and does not attribute the massive drop in suspensions to the lawsuit in any way. However, of the 16 Hispanic majority schools in the district, 12 of them have lower suspension rates than last year. Plus, Moran and Chapman say it's a huge factor.
They have to have the okay a lot of time to suspend a student, and a lot of that is dependent upon, what your ethnicity is.
Well, that was an easy case because he was Caucasian. If he had been African American or Hispanic, we couldn't have suspended him.
Whatever the reason for the new policies, both Chapman and Moran tell me the new way may be having the desired effect on the numbers, but it isn't making school a better place.
Please don't take my word for it. Ask the teachers, ask security, ask the custodians. Everything is much worse. It's unsafe.
Now, on the KHSD website, it says they are, quote, reframing their disciplinary policies to address the suspension rate of minority students. Today, in an email response, the district said safety is a priority for them, but said in no way are these policies a response to the Dolores Huerta lawsuit. Live in studio tonight, Jeff Platt, Eyewitness News. Well, Dave Rochelle, in 35 years, GetBus has lost more than $1/3 of $1 billion in taxpayer money, about $100 million in just the last 5 years alone. Now Golden Empire Transit is looking for new ways to cover the cost. Thousands of people rely on GetBus for regular transportation. One of those frequent riders is Linda Lucero.
I don't take it every day, but practically every other day.
The issue is every time Linda or anyone else gets on the bus, it costs taxpayers about $4.75. That's more than 3 times the regular fare. While public transit losing money isn't unique to Bakersfield, it's still an issue. Since GetBus started in 1973, it's lost more than $360 million in taxpayer money. This year, the transit system is on pace to lose another $25 million. The major problem is not enough people are riding the bus, and the people who do aren't even covering 20% of their trip. It's a trend GetBus says has to stop.
In order to stay relevant to our customers and our community, we're going to have to change our business model.
GetBus CEO Karen King tells me the goal is to get more people on the bus system. Right now, less than 1% of people in Bakersfield regularly use the public transit system. Even regular riders like Linda notice the issue.
It seems real strange that, because you're in this big bus and there's only 1 or 2 people on there and you think it's just wasting money.
So the question is how to get more people on the GetBus. King says it's all about embracing technology.
Have an app where people could, similar to Uber or Lyft, call the bus right away and within maybe 10 or 15 minutes have a vehicle.
Technology and convenience are great incentives to use public transit, but possibly the best selling point is this: whether you get on this bus or not, you are paying for it. Now, to keep their state funding, GetBus fares must cover 20% of operational costs, something that they've struggled with over the past few years, which is why not only are they trying to innovate and raise ridership, but also they'll be hiking fares next year. Also worth noting that none of these numbers include the money spent on Get a Lift, which mainly provides for the elderly and disabled. Live in studio tonight, Jeff Platt, Eyewitness News.